Hi, I'm Kadeen Smith from the United Nations in Trinidad and Tobago. I'm here at the Caribbean Sustainable Development Forum in Aruba with Carolyn. Welcome. Carolyn, can you share a bit about the organization that you're here representing?
I'm representing the Belize Association of Planners as well as the Caribbean Planners Association. And part of our mandate is to champion resilient, safe, inclusive, and sustainable communities. And as you know, that fits right into SDG 11.
Yes, thank you. And based on the conversations and discussions that you would have been witness to yesterday and this morning, what are some of your takeaways?
There are so many, but if I could identify perhaps three, I think I was particularly inspired by the Prime Minister of Aruba, who said two things that captured my attention. One was that we must create communities that we love to live in so that then visitors can come and also enjoy that. And I think that is so key. And I think the next thing he said that inspired me was that we ought not to only build five-star hotels and tourism facilities, but build five-star communities and neighborhoods. And so for me, that was so very key in terms of the work that we do. A couple things that also I flagged and that for me were best practices that I can share is the experience of Malaysia. And I think that was particularly impressive because what they've shown is a strategy that they had engaged in by setting specific goals, and not only setting these goals but setting indicators as to know how those goals are going to be successful and tracking them. So that to me was very, very key and very impressive. Another takeaway I would want to indicate is one that came from one of the presenters who spoke about scaling down. I think sometimes when we think of the SDGs, they're supposed these big, huge goals, and then you're like, where to start? And I think his message was, how do we take that big picture and scale it down? And that is what, for example, our association is doing in Belize. We're trying to say, okay, yes, we can talk about building sustainable communities, but we have to start at the neighborhood level, or as in our case, at the yard level. Yeah. And I think that is how you then bring these big goals that may seem unattainable right down to the community level where it can impact on people's lives the best.
All right, thank you. And so we have these 17 Sustainable Development Goals here. What are some of the initiatives at the Belize Association that you're undertaking that would help to alleviate some of the challenges that were outlined at the forum, as well as advance these goals in your country?
A couple of things we're doing. I think primarily what we have focused on as planners, the value of planning, the value of urban planning, and the discipline of planning, and how planning can impact in terms of addressing the everyday issues, whether it's crime and violence, whether it is livelihoods, whether it's ecological disruptions, and so on and so forth. So we create awareness and heighten awareness of planning, but at the same time that is linked to sustainability and the quality of life. We're also looking at some demonstration projects, and you're representing UNDP. So we also have a partnership in Belize with UNDP that we're just discussing actually how we can use some of the funding that they have to actually look at some demonstration pilot projects within the urban environment, particularly Belize City. And the idea is, yes, you want to address climate issues. And I think if you look, it's at 14. If I think, no, 13, yes. Climate action at 13, but we are also looking at 17. We're talking about partnerships, so you can create the kind of partnerships to address climate issues, but at the same time address urban development challenges, because we can't focus solely on climate action. We also have to look at these actions as to how you address those issues that are within the environment. And for us, very key as planners is always the quality of life, how we improve the lives of our people.
All right, thank you so much. And are there any other next steps that you'd like to share with us?
Oh, certainly. I also want to make mention that as the Belize Association of Planners is also a member of the Caribbean Planners Association. So whatever we do, we try to share with the rest of the Caribbean, the rest of the planning associations. As the Caribbean Planning Association, we also have what we call the annual Caribbean Urban Forum that's taking place in Belize on May 17th to the 19th. And that is where we actually will be also looking not only at the sustainable development goals, but also the New Habitat Agenda, which focuses specifically on urban environments.
All right, thank you so much again, Carolyn, for being here. And of course, for more information on initiatives being launched across the Caribbean region around sustainable development, visit www.2030caribbean.org. Thank you. For more information on the CSDF, visit their Facebook page at Caribbean Sustainable Development Forum.